Happy Sunday and welcome to the Rev Up and ReCap on the Uplift. I know, no sunscreen again. I hope your weekend was swell. Tell me about it. Leave a comment, leave a note. We got to start communicating as a community here so we can all share in the experience. I myself had a terrific weekend, and prior to the weekend, was in a little cranky panties kind of place. And then I did the Uplift cocktails and conversation on Friday, and that kind of boosted my spirit. And I've heard from all of you. We were talking about appreciation, right? And we were talking about appreciation for our moms. We were talking about appreciation for the people that mother us or tend to mother another person, the people that we may mother that may not be our relatives at all. It was a thought-provoking conversation, and there was so much appreciation in the air after that event that I kind of took that theme with me over the weekend. And I have two stories to tell that are both pretty simple, but that's why we're here. We're talking about the positive that's around us and the very simple things that are around us to appreciate all the time, but sometimes we just don't take that beat, right, to notice. Okay, so story number one. It's my very good friend's birthday. I had planned to take her out for cocktails and on Saturday, early Saturday evening. And I said to myself, you know what I want to do for Mother's Day? I want to take Saturday and Sunday, and I want to totally dedicate it to my yard. It's got to be zhuzhed up. It's got to be cleaned out. Just want to be in peace, listening to my music and doing that. And then I did the math on how I was going to end up probably looking at 5 o'clock on Saturday when I took her for a public viewing of her cocktails. And I texted her and I said, listen, I am not public worthy at the end of this day. Would you mind if maybe we met on the beach? Oh, perfect, she said. So I felt so bad that I wasn't like honoring her in the way that I wanted to honor her, that I made, little bites and her favorite things and a batch of dirty martinis, which was the actual first drink we ever had on Cocktails and Conversation in Todd's book, his and my personal favorite, and my friends as well. So we met each other at the beach. We sat there. It was where we were was very quiet and very empty. And the conversation was paced, but it was really relaxed. And there were a lot of gaps in conversation. And I caught us both drifting off, looking at the water, looking at the horizon, looking down the beach at the seagulls that were gathered. The sun was beginning to tilt. It was just like a really thought-provoking moment. And I posted it on my Instagram account when I got home, because for me, that was an unexpected, a very surprising, not what I had planned gift that came to both of us. So different would it have been if we were in a restaurant having a more formal time. We would have had fun, but would there have been that moment of silence? Would that have been that drifting off and noticing something that's around us all the time, like the sky? That experience was magical for me, and it was so much of what we're talking about on the Uplift. And then I had another experience today, and I was doing my yard work, and thank God that I have family and a boyfriend that understands that I want peaceful Mother's Day, my own alone time, not because I don't love my children, not because I don't love a celebration, but I very rarely get time to do exactly what I enjoy over a span of time. So that was, my wire showing. So that that was I kind of delved into Sunday had this great expectation of how much I was going to get accomplished and how wonderful I was going to feel. So while I'm cutting this tree, and if anybody knows what these leaves are, please tell me. There's this burgundy color tree that belonged to my mom. And when she passed away, before the house was transferred, I went to her yard and I took all the things that were really special to her and that would help embellish my yard and would grow in my yard. And I would always have a piece of her most favorite things with me. So I'm cutting these leaves. They're the softest thing. It's, I'll take them out of the jar so you can see them. They're like butter, right? So when I was cutting them, the sun was shining through them. And these burgundy leaves turned the brightest shade of red. It was like the tree was on fire. And the whole time I was pruning and trimming, I felt like I was like really having an experience that was a lot more layered than what I was actually doing, which was cleaning my yard. And it brought back memories of how this tree looked in her yard. It brought back memories of her. And it was the simplest thing, how the leaves were hitting the sun and how the backlit made the tree come alive for a moment of appreciation that I was like swallowed up in for 10 minutes. It was such a beautiful, silent, kind of unexpected moment of appreciation and awesomeness, right? So I had two. I had one yesterday, unexpected, surprising, and I had one today. Well, I shouldn't just say I had one yesterday, because I wake up in the morning and what's the first thing we do? We usually look at our phone. And of course, I can't see without my glasses, so I see these notifications going on from YouTube. And there's one in which my friend that I often speak about, who I have never met, Luna, who has a YouTube channel that I follow, gave me a shout out to her followers to take a look at the special kind of work I was trying to do and the positivity I was trying to spread. Luna has about 25,000 YouTube followers, and she doesn't need to shout out anybody. And that's what I was doing in the morning. There was silence. I just had my eyes popped open and my mouth popped open. And I said, oh my gosh, what a wonderful thing to do. What a wonderful, appreciative, surprising, simple thing for someone that doesn't even know me to try and tap me on the shoulder and say, you know what? Positivity is a good thing. And more people should do it. More people should get involved in this. And that was like my present. I had a wonderful weekend with three of the simplest things I could name to you, right? Todd Casey, who is my friend and my goddaughter's husband, has a bajillion followers. Bajillion on Instagram. He's an artist, he's a painter, he's a speaker, he's a professor. He's published 3 books on the art of art, which are used by handbooks by people and experts that are trying to up their game. And he offered to come and make cocktails with us one Friday. Todd Casey doesn't need Krista. Todd Casey has a whole planet of people that love him and follow him already. So those 2 acts of kindness that kind of came to me in this really simple weekend I was having, where I was very aware of the appreciation that was taking place as it was taking place, started me thinking about that song by Tim McGraw, Humble and Kind. If you've never heard it, check it out. Because it's all about what we should all be. Humble and kind, and do the right things, and pay attention to the right things, and savor the simple things, like root beer popsicles in the heat of summer when you're riding in your pickup truck. That's like literally paraphrased a lyric. And he says, basically, and when you get where you're going, like when your dream has come true, when you've attained the success that you've been living for, hit the next one in line and always be humble and kind. Pay it forward. Your experiences, your positivity, your success, pay it on to the next one in line. And that is what I want you to try and do in the week that approaches us. Be nicer than you need to be to people you don't know. Thank the 1-800 customer service operator for being patient with you while you try and figure out your cell phone bill. So often we try and treat those people as if they're personally responsible for whatever is making us frustrated or angry, right? And they're just simply doing their jobs. That person that bags your groceries, that kid that collects the carts when it's about 90 degrees and blaring sun, be kinder than you need to. Be respectful, be appreciative, and acknowledge something that someone does that's kind and outstanding in a small way out loud. You'd be surprised how simple words and simple actions can change someone's entire day. That's your homework assignment for the week that approaches. The person in Starbucks, the person at work who did an excellent job may have nothing to do with you, but you noticed it. Make sure they know you noticed it. I think that's how this whole ball starts rolling, when we bring in these practices into our everyday lives and actually take a beat to remember this and do it every single day. Quote of the day. Let us be grateful for the people who make us happy, for they are the charming gardeners who allow our souls to blossom. Who made you blossom this weekend? What kind words, what kind actions, what simple moments did you share with someone else, where you drank in the moment like my friend and I did, in those little beats of silence, where we both loved being with each other, but also loved something greater that was happening. Think about things, express them, vocalize what you notice in your heart and in your head, and change the planet for a few people until we meet again on Friday. With that, I leave you. Thank you for coming for this ride. Please stay for the journey. There's a lot of great stuff happening out there. Just open your eyes and let it hit you. Take care. I'll see you Friday. Don't forget to poll on Wednesday. This week's drinks are going to be complicated. There's not going to be a simple one in the mix, so you guys can't get off the hook. Take care.